Good morning and welcome to New Day, your favorite weekend show. Today is Saturday, the 13th of September 2025. I am Chigi Chagoram, live from Signature TV Enugu Studios, and we invite you to be a part of this conversation by joining us online, YouTube, Facebook at Signature TV Official. Like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. We are live 247 on SLTV Channel 265, and you can download the Signature TV app from Google Play Store so you can get notifications each time a new program drops. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, newspaper headlines and review. Stay with us. And if you're just joining us, this is New Day and welcome to newspaper headlines and review segment. First up, The Guardian Weekend. On revenue target claim, why Nigerians aren't impressed. Police permit for tinted windshield is unnecessary burden, on editorial page 12. Nepal and danger of ignoring youth grievances, on back page, still on The Guardian Weekend. Adejuwon, energy poverty remains root cause of deforestation, on page 10. Positive test for alcohol, NSIB issues immediate safety recommendations for Air Peace, on page 2, which rather will increase frequency of our alcohol drug tests, coming from airline. Don't overburden Nigerians with taxes, Bishop urges federal government. Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu, others extol Doyin Abiola's virtues, on page 3. NNPC targets vulnerable farmers to curb food crisis, trains 6,000, on page 3. Federal government hails Bayelsa, Namibe sister cities deal. I'll take that again. Federal government hails Bayelsa and Namibe sister cities deal. Nigeria assures Angola on revived joint commission, page 35. And finally, on The Guardian Weekend, suspect in Charlie Kirk's death taken into custody, page 36. Next up, Saturday Times, above the mast. Kasa Oshiafi unveils Omonamele, a tribute to heritage, resilience, and the spirit of home, page 2. On Port Harcourt Airport incident, Air Peace crew tested positive for cannabis and alcohol, NSIB, page 4. Below the mast, Malami petitions security chiefs over mercenaries, arms arriving Kebbi, page 8. And on entertainment, Hilda Bati attempts world record cooking of largest pot of jollof rice. Still on Saturday Times, troops intercept vehicle with 23 million naira cash, recover 160 rustled livestock in Zamfara, page 4. Delta government bans bushy beards, artificial hair, long eyelashes, fake nails in civil service, page 4. Lupeng Dangote refinery clash deepens over workers' rights, energy transition. Police sanction 8 erring officers for misconduct in Ondo, page 2. Finally, on the Saturday Times, Chelsea faced 74 charges over alleged breaches of agent rules, page 13. Over to Saturday Tribune, above the mast, ruling houses jostle for throne of Osun Oba jailed in US, pages 8 and 25. Below the mast, federal government SSS meet Lupeng and Dangote asks them to stop war, on page 3, with riders refinery to roll out 1,500 trucks on Monday. Still on Saturday Tribune, Ibadan court says woman is ex-husband's tenant, orders her out of house, page 12. Air Peace NSIB feud over sacked pilot, page 4. AFCFTA will unlock Oyo's prosperity, coming from SecGen Mene, page 3. And finally on Saturday Tribune, Osun 2026 artisans, market women, and traders drum support for Adeleke, asks federal government to release Osun local government funds. And that's the much you can take on our newspaper headlines. Over to our newspaper review. Our in-house analysts, Chris, the Oracle Madoka, is in-house to do justice to our review. Good morning, Chris. Thank you.
Good morning.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't understand you this morning.
Okay.
Because you are not the Chigi I know. What's the problem? Do you overslept?
No.
Did you sleep alone?
There are no issues, really.
I had to find that.
There are no issues.
I used to have a friend who asked you, did you sleep alone?
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
We'll review that as one of the newspaper headlines this morning. Welcome, everyone. This is another day on Newspaper Headline on New Day. A new day is a new day with new opportunities. You always hear that from Chigi, Chiagorom, my hostess. So you're welcome. Let's shoot the shot.
Yeah, like they say.
The Guardian?
Yes.
It says, please permit for tinted windshield is unnecessary burden. That's in the editorial. That's wonderful. They couldn't have said otherwise. Well, what is the mind of Nigerians? We Nigerians will go and import Tokumbo cars, and there's no standard. All of them have windshield. Even in countries that are European, that are not tropical, they put windshield. And you import those cars in Nigeria where you have a hot sun that you need to windshield. And you come back after clearing the vehicles. You put them on Nigerian roads. Every 2 years, the Nigerian police force will open shop for officers on the checkpoints and come out tinted permit. What the vehicle that have expired and the people who have expired using expired vehicles will be asked to go and renew tinted permit for cars you bought 20 years ago that still have factory fitted window. What kind of country? And you do this in the country where we're talking about hardship. They keep with one way or the other, directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously, hitting up the polity, pushing Nigerians to the blinks. I don't know what somebody, what is the tinted permit? If Nigeria come up with policy, do not bring in cars with factory fitted window. So every Nigerian that is going abroad looking for Tokumbo cars, because we only deserve Dokumbos. Only the people in power buy brand new cars in Nigeria. Even the poor people will manage to bring the Tokumbo cars. They ask you for what they call it, the owners. There's one thing they talk about owner. Every year you renew it. That's the uselessness. No, that thing is supposed to, when you transfer ownership, that's when proof of ownership. At the point you buy a car, they give you a receipt, you go and register it, you are the owner. If you are buying from a fellow Nigerian, you transfer the ownership, you register the ownership in your name. You remain your own until, but in Nigeria, to come, please, you ask you proof of ownership. You say this one have expired. The ownership does it expire if you have not given the ownership away. That is the confusion. They'll bring in that one, ask you to go and renew. You go and renew tinted permit that is fitted in a car you bought. If they say Nigerians, a policy, and it's announced everywhere, people are aware. So when you offend, you are caught. You will pay. I say, do not shield your cars again. If you had come with a factory fitted, let's manage that. But then some people will go and use these cellophane, tinted cellophanes to shield their own. If the government said, don't do that, if anybody runs foul of government rule in that, they can be arrested and made to pay. But in Nigeria, there's total confusion. You don't know what is happening. The National Assembly cars, the senators use, the governors use, are all tinted. But the same police, the cars they use with Nigerian money, our money, they buy for them, nobody is asking them. Citizens who bought cars for them are the ones who will pay tinted. Who's supposed to, what are they, so if what is good for the geese is not good for the gander, that means in Nigeria, people in government don't pay for rent because the Nigerian people pay for rent for them. The cars they use are not registered. Nobody is collecting registration for license drive, anything, nothing the government use. The houses they use, they're not paying tenancy revenue. Everything is only Nigerians. And every day with policies, they'll coming out with one policy or another for Nigerians to keep paying Nigerians at the ATM for government. Is it not operation? So this one, the editorial of the Guardian newspaper, we thank the Guardian for coming out with that, and they have talked very blunt and told the government and Nigerian police force, tinted permit is an unnecessary burden on Nigeria. And we have had already enough burden. So I'm adding my voice to say, Guardian, we thank you. Let's come out with policy. If we don't need the tinted, forget it now. So every Nigerian will be driving with plain glasses. And of course, it's safer, so we know who is driving and who is inside the cars. But they will allow some to tint and go and pay. So if the criminals are the ones who can pay for tinted permit, they have it. Anybody, why should somebody pay to tint? That means there's a reason, which is not clear. So put out a clear policy. Instead of, the prayer they said, do not lead us into temptation. When you do this, the Nigerian police, but the IGP could lead all the officers on the highway into temptation. Because if somebody comes with an old car and says, okay, I own this car, I bought it 20 years ago, and then you grease palm and go. You go to another checkpoint, they will check around. If they didn't see anything, they say, give us your tinted permit. It expired. With a tinted permit on a car you bought, just like the owner provider, why should such document expire in Nigeria? Only in Nigeria such things happen. Nepal. For the last 1 week, India has been in the news for either, depending on which side you're talking about, either for the good side or for the bad, depending on which side you're looking at it. And somebody this morning in the Guardian newspaper said, the danger of ignoring the youth.
Their grievances.
There was something close during the NSAS. I know Nigerians are used to sitting on keg of gunpowder and then shoot it off. They've tried to do what they did and they think it will continue for life. I just use this opportunity and say, I've always said one, let us begin now to clean up our spaces. Because you see a chicken on the roadside scattering human feces with his legs. And you say, no concern you. But you say you stop at the next mama put and ask for chicken legs for lunch, with ofaku. Which of the chicken legs are you asking for? The one you saw on the road few hours ago, scattering human feces, you don't know? Of course you don't know. But that's the essence. Because you do not know, why not begin to look for the sheep that is black in the daytime? Because when it's night, you won't even see the one that is white. When darkness comes, who knows? The world with social media has a way. Maybe social media will be the, what they call that one, Achilles heel, the word of the world. It will be the Waterloo of this world, social media. Because when I was a student, there was this riot about increase in fuel price. MTA carried the report that the University of Jos, whose students were rioting, it was during Babangida. The next morning, University of Benin took over. The next day, University of Lagos, University of Ibadan, Nigeria students all over went wild, and Nigeria was battling to survive. Then they came back and said, NTA, stop covering riots and public issues like that. Then you escalate it. With social media, who are you going to stop? Every inch of what is happening in Nepal are being watched by Nigerian youth. And they're looking at all the strategy they're doing there. Nigeria has not succeeded. They have still been battling they have not succeeded in stopping Nigerians from watching such things. Whatever they are doing now, the technology has even overwhelmed Nigeria before they get to the level of banning social media. And then say the danger of, if you're a young person like you, what you're doing to politicians in Nepal and India. Some Nigerian politicians will still be doing what they did yesterday, today. I'm not saying anything. But because we do not know tomorrow, that's why we begin now to see that certain things begin to happen. This is possible. Because when you were a slave, you see when a fellow slave is being buried with a shovel and a digger, you know that same fate awaits you. Only time. Only time. And that's good for Nigerian politicians. Everybody in leadership, it's not just politicians, everybody in any leadership position. Because when they come, both the people in religious leadership, some people are losing hope, even in them. People in leadership position, because it's all politics. From religion and politics. So whenever you are leading and you are not leading well, when the house begin to fall, the roof can never stand. This is the proverb of bone and silence, an advice of Christian fathers. The energy poverty remains the root cause of deforestation. That's obvious. You know, I learned a new word this morning, energy poverty. All the time we are looking at Nigerian problem, I never know we are energy poor. I thought we were, you know, but the energy poverty, whatever cost it, but what we notice that we are energy poor. We are energy poor. With a country like Nigeria, with over 240 million people, cannot generate 5,400 megawatts of energy. While some countries are generating over 74,000. And Nigeria, with that 5,004, I hear is even supplying its neighbor. But you've not generated enough for us. Now, when you see people, the same people will come and tell us that the desert encroachment coming from the north down, then the desert is encroaching. The forests are going only in the southeast. And this is causing the problem of header farmer clash every day. People are being killed and raped and do so many things. And people, the forest is being going every day. Very soon, we only go to the Atlantic Ocean to collect salt water. Because the whole, imagine when the whole north pushes the south to survive. What can we do? If we have energy, some of this deforestation and things, even when people come with their cow from, they will even see forest where they will graze. But we get to a point. People will, because there's no energy, and the energy includes the gas, oil and gas, where the corruption and grease in Nigeria and all that in the glitches have filled up. So you don't have kerosene to cook, you don't have gas to cook, you only depend on wood. And this wood is, when you say to go and buy suya from the suya seller, he said put suya. The more suya they cut is from Nama's body. So better suya and Aru Nama. All that the energy poverty is causing us, it's affecting our deforestation. And the environmental and climate effect. Sure. It's, look at when 5 minutes rain in Nigeria, you have flash flood. That with devastations, and we are laughing and handling with kid gloves. Let us solve the sickness and leave the symptom, because symptom is not the necessary thing. We keep pursuing shadow and leave the substance. Nigerians are not impressed with the claim by federal government that we have reached the revenue target, and then they have reason, and I've said it several times. If Obi go army, when Obi retired from army, or whether Obi was sacked from the army or whatever, you show evidence. There must be evidence. If you took picture with the Nigerian army uniform, you say that was Obi when he was in the army, or you come and show an old boot or something, there must be evidence that. Yeah. But in Nigeria, the federal government said they reached a revenue target without empirical formula evidences upon Nigerians.
No indicator.
That's why. So you use the accurate word. No indicator. You know, the word indicator is overused in by development world people. When they come, they give you assignment, they say you show indicators that you are implementing and you are achieving results. So if the government has reached a revenue target for Nigeria, where is indicator among us as masses? Is it by MBS and all the government agencies churning out big impressive figures? Now something afraid caught my attention, that the airpiece, that the pilot tested positive of marijuana and alcohol. And meaning that that's only what the test could capture. Nobody knew what other things that the, you know, when you are doing test, if you are checking for E. coli in hand to mouth, maybe hand to mouth contamination of water and the food we eat, there are certain chemicals you use. You only test, you say you can only test for E. coli and all. You cannot test more, you cannot test for metals and all. So this one, whatever they use, captured marijuana and alcohol, it didn't capture. Telling us that Nigerians have been flying blind. It's just the airpiece issue that the air blew and we saw the nyash of chicken. All the big men who have been flying on the wings of blindness. Can a pilot flying blind? A pilot who is has overreached himself with marijuana and alcohol is carrying a Boeing 747 filled with over 280 people, Nigerians, flying across a 30-minute flight. And when he couldn't land in Port Harcourt, he overreached the runway, a runway that has 3,000 meters. Meaning that if you had dropped at the beginning, before the tempos of your air will still be on the tarmac, on the runway. But this one overran the runway, went into the grass field. And what stopped that aircraft was because the tires, those Port Harcourt is swampy, if you know the airport. Otherwise, it could have gone into the town. Somebody was flying that. It has Nigeria. I'm ashamed of this country. If this one did not happen, we have been all the people. They've said terrorism has gotten the Nigerian security issues and all. The big men don't travel by road again. They only fly. But now, whatever is going up is going down. It's getting round. So by flying even in Nigerian local flights, there is a friend that I know from abroad. Whenever he comes to Nigeria, he can never, for $1 billion, fly local flight in Nigeria. We didn't know that they saw these things. That most of our Nigerian pilots, they should begin to search their cabins and their cockpits to see under their everything what they store there. Only God knows. This one is an eye-opener. God bless Nigeria. We go many times. Malami is petitioning. Because there's some faces he cannot identify are coming into. Now said, for coming from Malami, we need to know at that level he's operating. If Malami could raise such alarm, that he's seeing some people he consider as mercenaries coming into, he needed an answer. Are the mercenaries for us or against us? Nigerian insecurity situation is getting to a point where I don't know, but people, this is at the highest level of wickedness that I've noticed. Who is doing this to Nigeria? At this level, the center cannot hold. Somebody at the level of Malami is petitioning that mercenaries, he used the word mercenary, and the newspaper, Daily Times, the Saturday Times reported it clearly. It's a highly security issue. We are afraid. So many things is happening. So many people who cannot identify are roaming around, and then Nigeria is overwhelmed. I'm sorry. But the security people, our men and the women and the security forces are doing their best. But whatever is making them not to succeed should be looked at, the federal government. Are we telling ourselves the truth? Is something wrong? What is it that is happening that people, Nigerians, cannot know that's happening because they distrust and lack of confidence in what is happening with security in Nigeria has become just like voting. It's voters apathy. So you have what you call stakeholders apathy when it comes to trust. We have trust issue with Nigeria now and citizens of Nigeria. That's why when even most Nigerians now listen to more to what they call the non-government actors than government actors. What's happening? What happened for a long time in Southeast Nigeria will tell you. When they say sit at home, some individual will post threats and circulate, and the whole Southeast will go dead for months, days, and this is what is happening anywhere. So what is happening? Government should sit up and buy back the confidence. They earn back the trust of the people. Otherwise, we are flying blind. A vehicle with over 23 million cash was found.
Million naira
Was found, and some cattle who roasted were recovered, telling us that whatever is happening to us, now we the cause them. You see, some people are now gaining so much from insecurity that they are using the blood of Nigerians to make money. But the question that my father asked me, he said, or told me, it was the proverb of Bonus. He said, Chris, remember that whoever ate his brother or sister for dinner went to bed on empty stomach. Only living 1 year, when Nigerians, we are gaining. Some people we sent to Abuja to represent us in the name of National Assembly, and now everybody is on his own. The little number of police force people we have are protecting them. All of us that are roaming the street in the interiors of Nigeria, vast land of Nigeria, God has given us on our own. And a lot of issues are happening. A lot. Dog eat dog. Rat race. Anything happening and all. Well, you're saying time is up. If you have another thing to say, because we can take one more thing. Hey, a dress code in Delta.
Yes, for civil servants.
I need to look at you. You are wearing dreadlocks. You can't go to Delta. Hey, Chigi, hey, the thing catch you. Let me look at your lashes. Yeah, okay. Lashes okay.
Lashes, artificial hair.
Artificial. This one is not artificial, but it's natural. But whether you get that, they use scissors to trim it. So
I wonder if they'll give them uniforms.
If it's getting to that. But listen, I think probably in Nigeria, certain things need to begin to be legitimatized. Okay. Because this freedom, the way, freedom in the hands of people who do not even originally have conscience can be a disaster. If you get into an office, you saw a woman wearing human hair imported from India that is over $5,000, and she's on a grade level of 7 or 9. Her salary in the whole year cannot buy that. And she sits down, their files are missing. And so the penchant to meet up with what they think the society wants, to impress who, and made even a civil servant to become criminals.
Question is,
now, if you begin to tell them, because the religious bodies know how you dress come to church. So if the civil service say how you dress to come to office, is it wrong? If you don't want to resign. Because let us use the opportunity to know the choir people from the graduates. Because the mechanics in Nigerian streets and the mad people, you don't know the difference any longer. So we begin to separate Paul from Barnabas. I think I suppose the dress coding thing. Also, let you not be as if I'm in gender. The people who have maintained this biabia that look like Nkanka brush, old iron brush biabia. And they are
so we've run out of time.
Anyway, we have run out
what we know is that corruption is not gender sensitive. So if they are attacking women, they should also look at the men too.
They put it there. Say men who wear Nkanka brush, mustache, and all should also not wear.
Is there a direct correlation for wearing beards and being corrupt?
It's not about corruption. I'm talking about decency. Okay. Nigeria is going to maintain some people walk into Nigeria. You see. In Anambra State, they were fighting PSMY, SLTV and all. Everybody's and then I said, don't wear dreadlock because they don't wear short skirts and all. So let's know the difference. Let's start having the difference or pretend when you get back home you can't. You do ikamaya.
Can you legislate morals? But that's a story for
but it comes to the law of Nigeria has legitimatized morals long time. It's about implementation. Do not kill. The Bible says so. The Nigerian Constitution says so. How you talk to your neighbor, where the right of Chigi stops,
another man
starts. So this is a legitimization of morals, and we are missing it. We decide to. This is a lawless nation, and that's why we think you cannot.
Right.
Well, let's stop here, and then
Chris.
God bless Nigeria. God bless for all those who have watched us from any part of the world. But with that clause, remember the blessings of God are meant for those who we deserve to be blessed.
Thank you so much. God bless you, Chris, and God bless you too. Don't go anywhere. New Day continues after now. Stay with us.